Hello, my friends. I hope you are all doing well today. I have something very interesting and important to share with you. As you already know, English is one of the most important languages in the world today. If you want a good job, learning English can help you. If you want to travel to other countries, English will be very useful. If you want to start your own business, English will help you speak to people from different countries. Even if you just want to watch movies, listen to music, or use social media, English is everywhere. But have you ever stopped and thought about this question? Why is English the global language? What makes English so special? How did English become the most powerful language in the world, while many other languages became less popular? And more importantly, how can English change your life? Today, we are going to talk about all of this. You will learn the real reasons why English became so powerful. But before we start, please make sure to subscribe to this channel so you never miss another useful English lesson like this. Now let's begin the story of how English became the global language. Let's go back in time. About 500 years ago, English was not important. It was only spoken by a small group of people in England. At that time, the important languages were Latin, Greek, Chinese, and Arabic. These were the languages used in religion, trade, and education. English was just a simple language spoken in a small country. It was not used in big empires or for international communication. So how did it become so big and powerful? The answer is connected to history, power, and something called globalization. Let me explain. In the 1600s, England started to grow stronger. It was not the biggest or the most powerful country. Spain and France were much stronger at that time. But England had something very powerful: its navy. The British Navy became one of the strongest in the world. They used their navy to travel to other countries, take control of land, and build colonies. Soon, the British controlled many parts of the world like India, Africa, Australia, and parts of North America. And wherever they went, they brought the English language with them. English became the language used in government, schools, and business. Even after these countries became free and got independence, many of them continued using English. For example, India, Nigeria, and South Africa still use English as one of their official languages today. This is how the British Empire helped English spread across the world. But this is only the first part of the story. The British Empire helped English go to many countries, but that was not enough to make English the most dominant language. There was something even bigger that made English so powerful. That big event was the rise of the United States of America. Let's go to the year 1945. The world had just gone through a terrible event called World War II. It was one of the deadliest wars in history. Many strong countries like Britain, Germany, and France were damaged. Their cities were destroyed. Their economies were weak. They had lost millions of people in the war. But there was one country that became stronger during and after the war. That country was the United States of America. America did not suffer much destruction on its own land. Instead, its economy grew. Its factories made weapons and machines. Its technology improved. Its government became more stable and powerful. After the war, the United States became the leader in many things, like business, politics, science, entertainment, and technology. And when a country becomes powerful, its language also becomes powerful. This started the second big wave of English becoming the world's language. Let's understand this better by looking at some examples. First, the American dollar became the world's money. After World War II, many countries started using the US dollar for international trade, business, and banking. If a country wants to buy oil or trade goods, they use the dollar. And because money and business are connected, the language of business also became English. Even today, if you want to work in an international company, or if you want to start a business with clients from other countries, you must know English. Second, America became the world leader in movies, music, and pop culture. Before this, people used to enjoy local movies and songs in their own languages. But after the war, Hollywood movies and American music started to become popular in every country. The biggest movies were made in Hollywood. The most famous singers were American. The most popular TV shows were in English. Slowly, people started listening to English songs, watching English movies, and wanting to speak like their favorite stars. Even today, the most famous movies and Netflix shows are in English. When people enjoy English entertainment, they also start to learn English naturally. They don't even realize they are learning. Third, the Internet was built using English. Today, we use the Internet for everything: studying, working, shopping, and talking to friends. But when the Internet was first created, most of it was in English. The biggest technology companies like Google, Microsoft, Apple, Amazon, and Facebook are all from America. The computer programming languages used to build websites and apps are written in English. Because of this, English became the language of the digital world. Even today, most websites are in English. Most software is written using English words. If you want to work in tech, coding, or AI, you need to know English. So whether you are using the Internet, watching a movie, or working with a global company, English is everywhere. Now let's look at another big reason why English became so powerful around the world: science, education, and innovation. After World War II, the United States didn't just lead in business and entertainment. It also became a leader in science and technology. Most scientific research started to be written and published in English. The top universities like Harvard, MIT, Stanford, and many others are all in America, and they teach in English. Students from all over the world started going to these universities to study. Think about this. If a scientist in Brazil wants to share their research with someone in Japan, what language do they use? English. If a doctor in Egypt wants to learn about the latest treatment from a hospital in Germany, what language is the report in? English. Even though the scientist may speak Portuguese and the doctor may speak Arabic, they both use English when they need to talk to the world. This shows how English became the main language of science, medicine, and technology. Let me give you an example. Imagine you are a computer engineer in India. You create an amazing new app. If you want people in Europe or America to use it, you will make the app in English. Why? Because more people can understand English. That means more users, more success, and more money. This is why so many people in China, India, Brazil, and Russia are studying English. Not because they love the language, but because they want to grow in their careers. They know that if they speak English, they can be part of global progress. Now, another reason English became so strong is because of America's military and political power. After World War II, the United States built the most powerful military in the world. It also became the leader in international politics. The United Nations, which is the world's most important global organization, uses English as one of its main languages. When leaders from different countries meet at global events, they usually speak English. For example, if the President of France meets with the Prime Minister of Japan, they might use English to communicate. It is the middle language that helps everyone understand each other. There is also NATO, the strongest military alliance in the world. All meetings and commands in NATO are given in English. So, English is not only the language of business, science, and entertainment, it is also the language of politics and security. Let's take a moment to think about everything we have learned so far. English became powerful for many reasons. The British Empire took English to many countries. America became the strongest country after World War II. The US dollar became the world's money. Hollywood and American music became popular everywhere. The Internet was built using English. Most scientific and medical research is in English. World politics and military alliances use English. Even though Mandarin Chinese has more native speakers, and Spanish is spoken in many countries, English is the most useful language. Why? Because it connects people from different countries. It opens doors to better jobs, higher education, and bigger opportunities. Let's look at an example. Imagine you are from a small town in Egypt. You work hard and study English. Now you can apply to universities in America, Canada, or Australia. You can take online courses from Harvard or Oxford. You can work for a tech company in Germany or a marketing agency in the UK, all from your own home, because you speak English. Another example, imagine two business people. One is from India and the other is from Brazil. They don't speak each other's native languages, but because both of them speak English, they can do business together. They can have Zoom meetings, write emails, and sign contracts, all in English. Without English, that business would never happen. Now, let's talk about the digital world again, because it's very important. The Internet is not just for watching videos or sending messages. It is where people study, work, and build their futures. And over 50% of the Internet is in English. Think about that. More than half of everything online, websites, articles, videos, tutorials, is in English. If you want to learn how to edit videos, you will find the best YouTube tutorials in English. If you want to study digital marketing, the most complete courses are in English. Even if you want to become a YouTuber, most tips and tools are explained in English. Let's also not forget about social media. English dominates platforms like Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. Most hashtags, captions, and viral trends start in English. Even influencers from non-English speaking countries often use English to reach more people. For example, a popular chef in Turkey might post recipes in English to get more viewers. A makeup artist in Brazil might use English hashtags to connect with a global audience. This shows how speaking English can help you grow, even in your personal hobbies or online projects. All of this shows one clear truth. English is not just a language. It is a global tool. It is the language of the modern world, of business, science, technology, and culture. If you speak English, you are ready to connect with the whole world. I'll also explain in simple words how English can completely change your life. From job opportunities to travel freedom, to learning anything you want. Now that we understand how English became the most powerful language in the world, we must ask an important question. Will English always stay this strong? Could another language replace it one day? Some people say that maybe Mandarin Chinese will take over. Others think Spanish could become more powerful. And some people believe that in the future, artificial intelligence will translate everything for us, so we won't need to learn languages at all. So let's look at all these ideas one by one. First, let's talk about Mandarin Chinese. Mandarin is the most spoken language in the world, if we only count native speakers. Over 1.3 billion people speak it, mostly in China. China is also one of the fastest-growing economies in the world. It is a leader in manufacturing, technology, and global trade. So could Mandarin become the new global language? The answer is, it's very difficult. Mandarin is not easy to learn. It doesn't use an alphabet like English. It has thousands of characters. The tones and pronunciation can be very tricky for people from other countries. Even if someone can read Mandarin, it is still hard to speak it fluently. Because of this, most people around the world are not trying to learn Mandarin. They are still choosing to learn English. Also, many Chinese people themselves are learning English. They know that English gives them access to international universities, business partners, and better jobs. So even in China, English is growing. Now, let's talk about Spanish. Spanish is a beautiful and widely spoken language. More than 500 million people speak it, and it is the official language in more than 20 countries. But Spanish is mostly spoken in Latin America and Spain. Outside of these places, it's not very common. Even in Spanish-speaking countries, English is becoming more important. In business, education, and technology, people use English more than Spanish. This means Spanish is strong, but not strong enough to replace English globally. Next, let's look at artificial intelligence and translation tools. Many people say, "Why learn English when Google Translate can do it for me?" That sounds good in theory, but in real life, things are different. AI translation tools are getting better, but they are still not perfect. They often make small mistakes that can change the meaning of what you want to say. In jobs like business, science, or law, even one small mistake can cause a big problem. Also, when you speak directly in English, you build trust and real connection. People feel more comfortable when you speak their language. This is very important in interviews, meetings, or international teamwork.